Greetings, dear brothers and sisters, dear sons and daughters in the light. I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, and it is always so beautiful to be here, to talk to the people who desire to understand deeper knowledge and deeper empowerment. As you hear these words being spoken, you come at peace within yourself on a deeper level because you understand. You understand that these are the times when people will come into their deeper power and into their deeper love. We, as Divine Masters, are here to take you deeper into the times of the Great Enlightenment, deeper into the times when you will understand unity and love and peace and greatness. So we say welcome to these most magnificent times, tremendously beautiful times when you can learn to step deeper into your human spiritual self and understand that there are divine universal beings who truly care for you, who truly desire you to understand peace and love and unity. This evening you will learn so much. You will learn to embrace more of your journey. You will learn to understand how divine you are and how you can encourage others also to become more beautiful on their path of love. For everything in your life is about learning about love. Every day you have opportunities to learn more about love and healing. You will also learn about the deeper times of the Lemurian times, and how Lemuria was such a beautiful land, and how she fell, and the great significance to you today. Why is Lemuria so significant? What did she represent? And how will she come back? And for each of these teachings that you hear, it is important for you to meditate upon the greater depth of the teachings. For the teachings work on many levels. And where you are at this time on a spiritual level is what you will embrace. Further on, when you are more deeply connected to spirit, you will hear the same teachings being spoken, and the whole depth and the significance of the love will be different. It will mean more to you. And this is why we have provided a spiritual learning school. And these teachings are found on YouTube, so that all spiritual seekers can look at these teachings and learn, so that no one can say they have missed out on the spiritual instruction. And we encourage you to revisit some of these teachings and listen to them again and study them from a deeper angle, from deeper knowledge. For all the messages have a greater depth to them. Can you hear the greater depth? The deeper you grow with your spiritual maturity, the more that you understand the beauty and the flow of these teachings. For at first you are like babes, only being able to drink the milk. And then you become more spiritually mature. And when you become spiritually mature, you want the solid food, the solidness of spiritual truth. You want more food to chew on, to absorb, to think upon. So as you can see, the spiritual journey of a human is magnificent. And we encourage everyone to grow spiritually mature. And hence we have provided this spiritual school up on YouTube at no charge so that everyone can benefit from it. I will withdraw now for a few moments to allow Sarah, Pleiadian High Priestess, to come through for you, and then I shall return. Greetings, I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. Akumoha Halima. Greetings, I am Sarah, Pleiadian Master, Pleiadian Guide, Pleiadian High Priestess. Isn't it beautiful to be here? To have returned to the learning places of the great masters. When you learn in these sacred places, you are always being lifted up higher. Lifted up higher with deeper love, for these places are great love. And when you are here, you are hearing the great love of the universe. We are light beings, and we as Pleiadians always rejoice being in the great light. For we know that there is also another side that exists. So we always stand in the love and the light together. And we pull in the love and the light source from the highest universe to create greater strength within us. You are also going to learn how to do this. To be so strong with the love force within you that you become a light people once again. When you understand the power of the love and the light, you will have complete harmony upon your earth. Because this love and light is so powerful that nothing else but love and light can exist near the field of it. Imagine having so many people around your earth embracing the love and the light force. And all of them are standing together in the glory of the love. And all of them are pulling in the light so much into their heart. And they say together with one voice, only love and light exists upon our plane now. All else is gone. And imagine having such a force of people together. all standing in the heart love together, all standing in the power with crown together, all standing with the whole universe together, all being taught by crown how to do this. Then you will have magical experiences like we have also. For together the star beings of the light create such a love star force that nothing can stop it from growing. So we love you so much, family of light upon the earth, and we ask you to grow in the love and the light, and to understand that we are taking you deeper into the greatness and into the force of the love and the light. I will bring a blessing to the people from the star realms, from all your star brothers and sisters who love you so much, who have dedicated their lives to bring more love and light to the universe, who have been praying for earth people to feel the love and the light flows once again. Greetings, I am Sarah, Pleiadian Master, Pleiadian Guide, Pleiadian High Priestess. Greetings. Greetings, dear brothers and sisters, dear sons and daughters in the light. I have returned. I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, and we celebrate your presence. We ask you in the universe, do you celebrate the presence of the divine beings who love you so much, who are here to take you up higher, to another place, to find the greater depth within you, to find deeper happiness and joy? Or do you desire to stay in your own path, in your own ways? We say to you, wake up, little children. Wake up and see the significance of the times. For there is no other way other than turning to the light. 2,000 years ago, I spoke about this. I spoke about the great separation happening between the people who would decide to have the light and not. They would not listen. They would be stubborn like goats. The ones who decided to listen, however, would listen to the shepherd like sheep. A shepherd can guide sheep to greener pastures so that they may fatten on the grass and the nourishment. And they are happy, and they find that higher path so great, so beautiful. They are trusting of the shepherd. But the others, the goats, they are stubborn in their ways, and they often become lost in a mountain, searching for a higher path, climbing up the rocks like the mountain goats do, not knowing where they're going exactly. Isn't it better to be like the sheep? To always be safe and trust the ways of the shepherd? For when the sheep know their shepherd, they know that they will always be looked after. This is the way that people were taught 2,000 years ago, to be brought into the fold of the sheep, to be brought into the fold of the loved ones, the ones that we can guide. The others we cannot guide. For how can we guide a stubborn one that will not listen? And in those days also, there were so many stubborn ones. And the people around them who did listen to the great shepherd, which was, as Jesus said, not me, the messenger, but the Father in the heavens will always take care of you. That is your Father. That is your shepherd. Listen to the words of the great shepherd. And these people were often so upset. Why were they upset? Because they tried with all their might to speak to the ones who were so stubborn. And many of those thought they were highly spiritual. Oh, they knew all their scriptures so well. They spoke about the holy words so often, and they repeated the holy words many times, over and over and over again. And they would even come to Jesus and say, "We know them better than you do." And Jesus would say, "But you do not understand them. Have you heard them? Have you read them? Do you understand them?" And when the words came through from the great Father, which was myself, Sovereign Lord, Emmanuel the Great, speaking to the ones who were so stubborn, they heard these words. Many will claim to work in the light. Many say they do the great will of the Father in the great heavens. But I say to you, I do not listen to the way that you say the words over and over and over again. I do not even listen to the way that you speak to people and saying, "I am so much better than you. Go away, little one." I listen to the people who listen to the great words, to the great Father, who are humble enough to accept the holiness, who are humble enough to understand that there is so much more other than reciting the same old words other than attending your synagogues and all your religious affairs and doing all the laws and the practices, for there are so many. For I do not care about that. I care about the little sheep who listen to the voice of the great Father. To you, this might sound so harsh. At times, I need to come through with firm words, like I did 2,000 years ago. I will also repeat them now, for there are so many people who claim to be working in the great name of the Father and worshiping Jesus. Jesus is the Son of God. He's to be worshipped. I say to you this: Jesus was my messenger who I send to the earth. He was a beautiful guardian of the secrets of the holy divine beings in the great light. He was a channel, a beautiful healer, but he was not to be worshipped. For you are all here to find your God selves within you. Go and find your own light and bring that through, and bring the greatness through of your divinity. This is why Jesus came to the earth, to show people their divinity within. He never claimed, not once, that he was the Messiah. Not once did he say, I will die for your suffering. Not once did he say, I came here as a sacrifice for mankind because you're so imperfect. He never stated those words, and it was the opposite. He came because he needed to remind the little people, the little children, the sheep, that they are the holy ones. And was he talking to one race in particular? No, he never talked to one race. He never talked to chosen people. He talked to all people. He even talked to women. He talked to children. He went out traveling. He never picked one person over the other. Never did you see Jesus ever doing that. So the people these days have got so many stories twisted. Look at them all going to their beautiful churches, worshiping Jesus. I say, take those crosses down. Do you not know what that cross meant? It meant torture to my channel. He never died. He went traveling on. He had sacred missions to do. It is all based on untruth. Jesus so easily could have backed out from all the torture. He knew the day of reckoning was coming. And this is a story I would like to share with you, with the people who are the sheep. With the goats, they can go wandering off into the mountains, being angry with these words and saying, it is so not true. I choose to worship Jesus. This is total blasphemy. I say, perhaps it is you who practices this. It is not I, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, who is so divine. I am here to speak the truth, to reveal it to mankind. If you choose to stay in those old lies, then please continue. If you choose not to hear the Father speaking of the great truth and the great light, and if you choose not to recognize my divinity, then please keep wandering off into the goat fields. I am searching for the people in the light. I'm searching for the people who are recognizing the Master. And everyone else can keep going into the mountains. When Jesus was with his friends, he knew the time was coming. He knew the soldiers were preparing. He had secret meetings also with the leaders. And one particular leader said, Jesus, please back away. Do you know what the people want to do to you? His friends came to warn him that evening. Jesus, please, come with us. We can take you to safety. Do not go where you're going. And this is the part where Jesus wanted to prove that the light was stronger. Leave me at peace, he said to his men. I have had enough of all the suffering that is going on. I've had enough of the people being stoned and hung and tortured. I need to do this. I am sure that my Father in the heavens will protect me. I want to prove the light once and for all. So he really believed. And it is then that we said, Jesus, back off. We cannot help you if you go here. For the people must do what they want to do. We are already helping you. How many warnings have you had? But he did not choose to listen. So he took his torture stake, and he was tortured and spat upon and beaten and punished. And the people wanted revenge so much. And so they had their revenge, but he did not die. They took him down. They saved his life. Despite what you hear, despite all the stories, there is so much that has been covered up that you do not understand at this time. He had such a large purpose to do. He needed to open the gates so that the light would remain until the return of the channel for Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. And at that time he had no idea when that would exactly be. Oh, how he cried. And this is why you hear that cry in the Bible. Why have you forsaken me? Why have you left me? Why did you make me suffer? And so he learned not to overstep his freedom. And that was a large lesson for him at this time. And there'll be many goats here that will say, I choose not to listen to that. For he is my Lord and my Savior. I say, please listen. He never claimed he was the Savior. That came later, when the people needed to bring the population more into control. all these teachings were mixed in, and the history books show it. When you go back to the Christians, the first Christians, they always were in the love and the light, and many were persecuted because they kept talking about Jesus and the teachings, and so much of his work was destroyed. So much. We ask you to please consider what this means at this time. For even many of the light people don't want to recognize the divinity of Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. Why not? Because they believe that it should be Jesus who is back, if he would return, to channel the teachings from the Divine Father through. So they're expecting a man. And here I have given you the most beautiful woman. And this most beautiful woman has suffered for the light greatly. And the darkness did not want Suzanna. They said, we will make sure, we will make certain that your channel, Lord Emmanuel the Great, will never shine. It will stay hidden, which is why so many stories were created. The darkness wanted to hide the greatness and the truth of Jesus. They created so many stories. They made his story so magnificent in every way, so that when the channel would come back, the channel would not be recognized, because the channel would simply be a human. Not something so magnificent that the minds have been creating. I say to you, it wasn't the man that was so important. Yes, he was important. He was my sacred channel. And there is only one channel line that I will work with, and there is no other. The channel line received my sacred flames and holiness, and there is only one line, one soul line that carries this holiness, and in this lifetime it came to Suzanna, who has been chosen and especially ordained to do my holy sacred work, and I will work with no other. And if there is someone else who claims to work with the divine Lord, then I say do not believe them, for they can never bring through my holiness, not my teachings, because I will only bring it through the one that has always carried my sacred flames. And this is so important to recognize that I have returned. I said so long ago, will you stay faithful to me, little sheep? Will you keep the gate open for the great shepherd to return? Will you recognize the great divine master when he returns and gives you the torches to go and shine in the world? And the people in those days said, yes, we will, Master Emmanuel. We will be taking those torches and shining them so greatly to the people. And many of those people in those days, they preached to the people. The great Lord is here with us, and He is going to bring us to light, love, and peace. He has promised us a time when there will be greatness existing upon our plane, and He will guide us to greatness. This was the hope for the people 2,000 years ago. I promised that paradise would be restored. When, said the people, when will this happen? So the great prophecies came. The great prophecies of a time came when mankind would have lost their love for others, when there would be great turbulence upon the earth, when mankind would look to the heavens for the answers, because they would know that mankind had not the answers for peace and love. So the great light kingdom would need to come to bring the greatness upon the earth. It would be a time when the mountains would shake and the people would say, please, Lord, I need to have you here upon this plain. Guide us to love and peace. So I have returned, and I will be guiding you to love and peace. And in those days, only a few people could hear these teachings being spoken, but they did their absolute best. They copied the words of Jesus down. And there were so many words of Jesus. Jesus would write and write and write. And He would give the copies to His friends. And they would write and write and write to send letters to other parts. And they traveled greatly. And these are the times now when people will begin to understand the greatness and the truth. What will it mean for the people? Whenever my channel comes as the great channel upon your plane, there are great earthquakes within the spiritual learning and within the spiritual belief centers. I split everything. I bring to you the teachings, and the people need to believe their own stories, or the stories of the people, or the teachings of the great divine. So their belief systems split up like earthquakes. The churches will also be very, very angry. They will say, why has this happened? All our riches and our glories will sink to the depth of the oceans when the teachings of Sovereign Lord Emmanuel come through. So the darkness knew this would happen because of the ancient prophecies that the great Lord would return again. And they knew in those days that the following of Jesus was so big and so large, and it grew bigger and larger, and the people didn't want to listen to the religious leaders anymore. So this is why they were persecuted. And so the teachings came in to integrate their own teachings in Jesus and create the sinner and the imperfection and how you must listen. For otherwise you will burn in hell. We say to you, Jesus never taught about hellfire. Never. He never taught about the Trinity either. These were not the teachings of Jesus. These were not the teachings of my being. For how can we be so much love and then punish people in hell? How can we do that? And how could a Trinity be even possible? For it is not possible in the divine light. None of these are truths. They have been brought to people to confuse you and to send you into agony and fear, to keep you so limited in your spaces. None different really than the people already had when Jesus began to teach. In those days they were bound to their laws and they were threatened so much. Now you have come into more freedom because so many people have broken away from their religions. And they're more open-minded, and yet within your deepest subconscious level, you still have that fear often. Is there a God who will punish me? Am I forgiven for everything I've done? Are there books being kept for everything that I do that is not right? I say to you, we are pure love. We do not even see anything that you claim to be false. You see those dear little ones. Go and forgive yourselves and come to the light and be in the love. And the greater your love flows are upon this plane, the greater the blessings are of your treasures in the heavens. For then you will truly understand freedom when you truly forgive yourselves. These are the same teachings of Jesus. He always spoke about forgiveness. Now I ask you to do the same. Go and forgive the belief systems of those that you grew up with, or those that you believe, or of the churches. Forgive them and let them go and come into the fold of the sheep and learn to be with the shepherd and graze in the quietness and graze in the light and learn to listen to within, for within will tell you truth. There are no sinners as far as we are concerned upon your plane. Jesus was never the Savior. Why would he need to save people when he taught you are perfect already in the eyes of the divine? Why would you need saving? Why would he need to be tortured if these were his teachings? This would be contradictory, would it not be? If spoke of forgiveness and of love and of the holiness of the angels, why would he teach you about hellfire? For this would be totally contradictory too, would it not? For he stated how loving the heavens are, and how in the eyes of the great Father there is no sin. And you are perfect as I am perfect, he stated, for he was perfect in the eyes of the great divine, as you are perfect also in our eyes. Go and forgive yourselves. For those that believe that so many prayers are going to save you, please do not believe this anymore. Go and forgive yourself. You do not need to confess. Confess in a prayer. And then go and forgive. And turn around and be more of love. Change your ways. Feel the flows. Do not keep repeating it. So many people, they keep saying their prayers and then they go and do the same thing. And truly believe that by confessing it, it makes it all right. We say to you, do you really believe that? Learn to change your ways. Become a light being, love being, a person who stands in truth and in the heart, a person who truly models divine love and peace for others to follow. Do not be like the hypocrites who say they are one thing and then do another. Be peaceful, be loving, always be forgiving. Share your jokes with others and then go and forgive them. If you lose your temper, do not judge yourself over it, but go and forgive yourself. Suzanna does too. And then she laughs about it. And she learns. Please understand you are human, but learn from it. Do not think that we are judging you, but learn, learn, learn. Keep grazing with the other sheep. Keep forgiving yourself and others. Do not hold grudges. Always be forgiving. Always see the glory and the light and be at peace. And then you will graze more greatly. And you will become so happy with Him. Always let go. Yes, open your heart to the divine and pray for the kingdom. Pray for the light kingdom. Pray for the guidance. Pray for your heart to be opened. But please don't say the same prayers over and over and over and over again without meaning. A ritual. We are deaf to the rituals. They don't mean anything to us. We listen to the prayers of the hearts, which are so holy to us. And those prayers we answer. We are looking for the genuine people. The people who truly desire the higher flows of life. The people who are humble. They are humble enough to listen and to recognize these divine teachings. There will be many who will come from the religious structure in the future. At first a little shaking here and there, and the rebelliousness will come, and then they will begin to see more and more that the divine Lord has returned with the gates open. So again I will state, I have sent my messenger to this plain at this time. If you hear any stories about the Messiah rising here or there or there or there, please do not believe them, for Jesus was never the Messiah. I am the true deliverer. I am the Messiah. I will bring the people to the love and the light. Jesus was my messenger. He learned from his life. In our eyes, he has done nothing wrong. And he cared so much for the love and the light that he wanted to bring more people to the love and the light. Suzanna knows that very, very well. She's learned all those lessons. So now whenever we say to her, do this, Suzanna, back off. Don't pay any attention to that. Wait for our call. She listens, because her divine purpose is much greater than the purpose of Jesus in those days. For Jesus never needed to take the people this far as my channel Suzanna will need to do in this lifetime. So please learn to accept it. And I say to my channel Suzanna, forgive all the hate and the anger that will come to you, Suzanna, because it will be so much. You're going to shake up all the religious foundations and also the spiritual foundations, because so many light people do not believe in the great light, in the great Lord returning with the messenger. I say, please wake up, because it simply is. Greetings, I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great.